G'day and welcome back to Torment, Tides of Ranmenera. It is time to go deeper. We have freed our friends. We're gonna in fact rest briefly. We got Rin back. We last time round managed to... Okay, so you can make again. Let's just check that. Last time round we managed to kind of save Eridus from the audience and free him, return him to the person he wanted to be, even if it cost him as a companion. I wish you could do something to help me rest. Why not, little sister? I run several hostelries and roadhouses in the real world. Perhaps it's enough if I... She shuts her eyes, and suddenly your eyes are forced shut as well. You aren't sleeping, but a warm calm floods your body, rejuvenating you as though you'd slept in the finest inn in the Sega's Protectorate. Sweet. Yep, excellent. Everyone's rested, everyone's got their points back, and now we can go deeper into the next fathom. Destroy them! Erase them in the name of our sire! So we're in the endless battle now. This is my guess. Ranmenera, the glaive you met in Yellow Vest, stares at you with wild fury, no sense of recognition. Another one! You've come too late to help the traitors. Kill her too! I won't fight, my brother and sisters. Ha! A traitor and a coward. Pitiful. Eyes locked in your Rainbow levels her weapon and fires.
Faltering. I'm hurt.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
The ghostly corpse is the man you met earlier, the father of the ghostly woman, the one who'd activated the machine that created copies of her. But why is he here? Something catches your eye within the corpse, a dark mass filled with tiny points of light. Pick up the dark mass. The ghostly corpse offers no resistance as you reach inside it. The mass feels like nothing more than a pocket of warm air, but you're able to lift it out of the corpse and put it in your pack. Soothing dark. 15 points of health a turn, not bad. Tiny points of light swim in this amorphous dark mass. Slightly warm to the touch, its bulk is smoky and offers little sense of physicality when touched. It rests easily in the palm of your hand, but if pressed against the skin it begins to sink into you, tingling warmly. The sensation is accompanied by a vague sense of comfort and safety. If absorbed into the body, the soothing dark grants a fleeting moment of seeming immortality, allowing one to brush off grievous wounds. The rush of confidence and elation that accompanies this leaves as abruptly as the regenerative effect itself, replaced with a suddenly enhanced sense of mortality. All recorded instances of someone being exposed to more than one soothing dark have led to emotional and mental instability, most often ending in nervous breakdowns and phobias. Upon the user's death, tiny sparks emerge from the body and flit about briefly, then rush off and disappear. Cool. Alright, we got that. Anything else we can poke at? Nope. This looks like the machine in the caravanserai. Yep, and now we duck back out. Where do we end up? Oh, right at the center. I said no. How many more times do I need to say it? Well, let's level people up before we do anything. Let's get ourselves an extra ability. Let's boost Maelstrom. Ah, it's the first in the Changing God. Righto. No door. Yep, we can't return. Interesting to just have short-circuited like that. You have walked into the middle of an argument. Neither of the speakers acknowledges your presence. Their concentration is fully engaged with each other. One of them looks like Andronus, the caster from Yellow Vest, but he carries himself very differently, confident, haughtily. This must be Andronus before he was cast off. The other is the first cast off, as you saw in Memavira's fortress, but noticeably less scarred and beaten, a younger version. No, Marilel, Andronis, or rather the Changing God says, I gave you my reasons, and I've had enough of explaining myself to you. The first cast-off's eyes burned through the blank stare of her porcelain mask. I've aided you in your researches, uncovered secrets of the tides you never knew, you would never have figured out on your own. I'm twice the thinker you are. You are an accident! I won't deny the advantages your awareness provides, but don't deign to suggest we are anything like equals. The first thoughts are jumbled and confused. Her mind is in a loop, reliving the same moments over and over. I can't tell how much pleasure it gives me to see her trapped here. Pity there's no other way out. We've got to help her or we'll get stuck too. Wouldn't that be ironic? Say nothing. He shrugs, supremely uninterested in her reaction. You're a part of me that's forgotten itself. You'll see when I gather you back, all of you, restore my daughter, then everything will be clear. You'll have that new body, mine. But right now, Malorel, you're interrupting me. You're distracting me from my work. Yes, so this is all to create his daughter again. That's at least part of it. That's what the ghostly woman is for. Uh-huh. Her voice heavy with frustration, fraught and pleading. For the first cast-off says, They call you a god, but your divinity is a joke. You lied to me. You never intended to get me a new body, did you? You were going to let me help you as long as you needed, and then you were going to cast me aside like you cast my body aside when you were done with it. And for what? You have a daughter? You have a daughter right here. The one you're talking about has been dead for centuries, but I am flesh and blood. I am alive, begging for your help to stay that way. You're not my daughter. You're a creationist shell. Do you feel shame when you discard your old clothes? Do you feel pity when a doll burns? I feel as much connection to you as I do that mask. I don't hate you, Malorel. I don't despise you, but you need to look at this from my perspective. All this equipment, all the cast-offs, they're just byproducts of what I began long ago. I must finish what I started. How will you finish it? How will you finish what you started? The sorrow hunts us because of what you've done. I know that! Gods! The sorrow is an unfortunate byproduct of my work. You know that. So my solution is simple. I'm going to find a way to bring you all back into myself. My mind will be whole again, and whatever evil the sorrow thinks I've done will be put to rest. It will leave us alone forever. Not us. You. If you suck us into your head, we will no longer exist. I won't let you. We will find another way. How? How will you find a solution to elude me? By definition, you cannot. Okay. Yeah, so we are providing these answers. I don't care what you think. This life is mine. I will choose how to live it. I don't care what you think, she says with conviction. This life is mine, and I will choose how to live it. As soon as she speaks the words, something snaps in the air. She blinks several times, her eyes suddenly clear. The illusion is shattered. She startles and gapes at you. The changing god's avatar dissolves into dust and memory, as if it had never existed before. A portal opens where he stood, beckoning you further into the labyrinth. Its grasp is undeniable. Okay, now we chat with the first. Why did you choose to save me from that? I said what I thought was the truth. Is that so? Doesn't matter, nothing has changed. She turns abruptly and strides to the portal. Without turning around, she says, Thank you. Then a brief flicker of light, she's gone. Okay, yet another level. So I think we are now at max level. Okay, Tier 6, Limits of Human Capability. So we could grab Successive Attack, we could grab Plague Spirits, we could just grab Targeting Eye. Alright, we'll grab Mind Control. I kind of want to grab that, but it seems pointless anyway. Alright, 4 energy damage. Any enemies with negative fettles that you hit are also pushed a short distance. That actually doesn't seem that useful. Let's go with Plague Spirits as well. Yep. Yep, let's do that. Alright, that's done. Rin. Level up. Let's boost an edge. Let's boost your speed edge. No, your intellect edge. Callie. Level up. Let's increase an ability or skill ability. Let's make you better at transdimensional onslaught. Sounds good.
Ready.
Push through the portal. Uh-huh. This is kind of familiar looking, isn't it?
That's something I can do.
Okay. Right. Oh, there has to be something I can interact with here. Yep. So use that. And what does it do? The dominating image on this panel is a map of the room, all 5 platforms in a circle around the central platform. It looks like controls to raise the floors, connecting the various platforms. Deep cracks radiate out from the 3 different places, as though someone had smashed the panel in a hurried rage. The controls are unresponsive, and yet you feel something. The floors are like those in the Deep Fathom, where you first awoke after your fatal fall. The platforms, as well as this control, are mental constructs like everything here. They should respond to your will. Focus your will, command them to rise. You stretch out your mind, trying to feel the tides flowing through this place. You can certainly feel their energies, but the floors remain stubbornly inert. Apparently it won't be that easy. Use the tides then. The tides surround you, swirling through the entirety of this place. You exert your will, pushing power through those channels and into the control panel. Even as you watch, the glass reshapes itself, the cracks healing as though they were never there. With a hum and a chitter, the controls come to life. The platform you're standing on pulses with an orange glow, showing the floors in their current state. Touching the platform on the screen should shift the floors. A familiar voice echoes from the depths below. You're still here, then? I'd hoped the labyrinth would trap your mind as well, but apparently I made your body too well. You're too late, though. Even if you repaired the entire fathom, I'm at the labyrinth's final defenses. By the time you reach me, I'll have broken through the door. Go ahead, solve your puzzles. It won't matter. In a little while, you'll be nothing more than a whiff of nostalgia in my mind.
Of course.
He's fundamentally such a selfish person. Yep, fully functional. Tap it, shift the floors. I mean, yep, that's fine.
Ready.
So just go through. Fully functional, there's a human figure. As if something were wrong with it. Press the flickering image of the human figure. As you place your hand on it, something activates within the panel. Not just this panel, but every panel in the room. The circular stations on every platform begin to grow, and the human figure begins to pulse regularly, as if waiting for input. So press it. Tiny needles puncture your finger. There's a flash from the circular synth plate next to the panel, and a long finger-long blade in its center begins to spin and hum around in its axis. As it spins, it projects a 3-dimensional image very similar to yourself. Your own body flickers in and out of phase. The blade spins faster, brighter. Your body's flickering accelerates until finally the blade dissolves, and standing on the platform is a fully grown human who looks remarkably like you. I see. The figure before you looks almost exactly like you, but a man instead of a woman. He doesn't bear your scars, but otherwise his face is like a woman. A mirror, sorry. Hello, he says pleasantly. You must be me. What happened to her? She did not treat our body all that well. Who are you? Well, I'm a short-lived version of you. Basically, our creator used these cloning stations to rapidly prototype different body types and features before deciding on a final shell for his consciousness. These look different from the controls I remember. Looks like I'm stuck on the most recent settings. Not that that's a bad thing, of course. I'm sure you won't mind. If you only live a short time, how do you know all this? Oh, that's the most interesting part. Our creator always liked to process things externally, to have something to talk to. He constructed assistants all the time. I was enabled to maintain my memories from version to version. That way I could provide more useful feedback on how one body moved or felt compared to another. Our progenitor would even have me perform tasks from time to time. Sometimes mundane, sometimes dangerous. The fact I could learn from my mistakes was a great help. Could you... how long do you last? Only a few minutes, give or take. It's not so bad, it doesn't hurt. At least, I don't remember it hurting. If you're me, then why are you a man? Our progenitor was funny like that. Gender for the next self was always a last-minute decision. Our creator never content with one or even two genders. It was a fungible thing. He'd constantly explore and experiment, even trying Vargellan, Gibra, and Dyrrok bodies at different points. You know, even after centuries with our creator, I can't understand the fastidiousness about gender. It's just the way he is. The Vargellan was very interesting. I'm surprised he didn't choose that body more interesting. Do you know what this place is? I thought it was a cloning lab where the prototype bodies were tested, but it doesn't look like it. Where's the floor? The walls. All the experiments here, but it's like a nightmare of the version of the reality, the lab I know. As if someone described the lab to a visitant that didn't quite understand it all, then the visitant tried to recreate it. I don't know. Can you perform a task for me, like walking to that other station and toggling the floors? Sure, I can do that. Good job. Boop. Okay. So now we need to interact with this. We need to connect this platform to the one on our left. Okay. Leave it. And then we go here. And we summon a figure. I want to get to the center and see things. And say, hey, what's up? Toggle the floors to the other station again. Then die.
On it.
Alright, fine. Oh, I see. Yeah, so we definitely need to get the one at the bottom.
Let's go.
Okay, so let's see. Firstly, now if I send you to the one on the other platform, what do you do? Because I seem to recall this linked those two, but I'm not sure if that was the case. I don't remember that well. Yeah, there we go.
All right.
It's a stasis chamber, exactly like the one from the ghostly woman's memories. There's no controls on it anywhere, nothing that could help you raise the floors to reach the depths of the labyrinth. The woman lies inside, clearly visible through the shimmering energy field, looking as though she were asleep. Her features are exactly those of the ghostly woman. Something disturbs the air next to you. The ghostly woman's face begins to appear as though your thoughts summoned her. Yeah, you're the changing god's daughter. You did summon me, intuiting your thoughts. I can discern your memories more clearly than the others, even more clearly than my own. But I can remember now. This is who I was, the daughter of the changing god. He is the father who tried to save me after the siege of the Tabat. He discovered how to transfer consciousness, my consciousness, into a new body, hoping it would save me, but it didn't. My sickness followed me, in my mind, so he put me in there. He tried to find a cure for me, and when that failed, he tried to bring me back from death itself. He thought I was unconscious in there, but I remember. The memories are fragmented, but they're there. I was aware of everything, and with so many memories flooding my mind, I'm able to fill in the gaps I didn't know. Does this mean you count as a cast-off? I don't think so. I had my own consciousness, like my father does. This is who I was. Now I'm probably just a memory stored forever in the labyrinth. How often has he tried to bring you back? Considering he had centuries to do it? Not often. A lot at first, then only when he remembered or had some new idea. He used the probability engines beneath Sega's clip to birth women's with my personality. He tried to use Heaven's Rejoiner, his means for turning back defeats in the endless battle. Once, he tried to kidnap a version of me from an alternate reality, but she died in a tragic accident. He never tried that again. What lied to you, Father? Did you just give up? How much do you remember being in the tank? I can't tell you in time measurements. I only know I was in the tank until the sorrow attacked us. My father fled, saving himself. Maybe he figured he could bring me back even without my body. It's just the kind of thing he would assume. Maybe he didn't care. Does this mean this fathom is constructed from your memories? I don't recognize... No, wait. Yes, it's all twisted and disordered like in a nightmare, but I think these are my memories. Yeah, I need to get back to the portal. Can you build me a path? She looks at you directly in the eye, strong and certain. Yes, I can. And there we go. Alrighty. Go! Stop him. He's harmed more lives than anyone can count. I'll stop your father. Okay, so
Yes?
apparently I still get to rank up again. Okay, sweet. Then we will go and increase our might edge again. Any of you get to rank up? Yep, Matt Keener. How about you increase your stat pools? Get a little might, get a little more might. Excellent. And Callie, yep. You definitely need more edge. Grab some intellect edge. Looks good. And through we go. They're very free with the XP in the Fathoms.
Making a note.
Ah, look. Here we are. This is familiar looking, isn't it? So, we just had the quest updated right to exist. Open the resonance. Alrighty. So let's see. This, I love that this is like the very first actual scene you get to see it. Countless, and it's like the ultimate goal in the game. Countless scratches and wounds mar the surface of this door. Someone's made a great effort to get inside, but to no avail. As you approach, however, the bars of the door shudder and bend. It wants to let you in. Place your hand on the surface and will it to open. The door doesn't open to your touch. Instead, you are drawn into the door itself. You're in a glass dome, several kilometers above the ground. Blue sky fills your vision. Beneath you is the floor of a golden metal. A deafening klaxon blares in warning against something. A familiar-looking stasis chamber lies in the center of the dome. A chest fashioned from synth and cold iron sits to one side. Behind the pod, a diamond hovers in the air, scattering prismatic light. A pedestal glows near your hand, a deep azure blue. There is nothing that seems to warrant the klaxons, and you know the alarm sounds for a reason. Look at the chamber. It's the ghostly woman's stasis chamber, the real one from which elaborate constructions were made. The changing god's daughter lies inside. Her skin is pale, there are dark circles around her eyes. Her chest rises and falls as though she were sleeping soundly. This laboratory, this body, must belong to the changing god. Investigate the hovering diamond. As soon as you approach the diamond, the top of it blooms open. An illusory globe appears within. Words and images speed across its surface. Welcome back. Please state your query. A wave of familiarity slams into you. The changing god used this as an archival device. He kept records of his thoughts and experiments. Specific records can be retrieved by searching a search term. Alright, let's open the synth chest. Chest is open with a keypad with 17 strange symbols. You're about to lose hope when you realize you know the symbols to press to unlock the code. The chest. You can enter the correct code before the memory can slip away. The chest opens with a soft click. The only items of note inside are a wooden shaft with multicolored crystal tied to one end and a large hemisphere made of azure steel. Okay, let's examine the rod with the crystal on its end. It's a domination rod. We'll take that. And the steel dome. It's too heavy to lift by yourself. Some sort of wall projector. Defensive measure that's not really useful. Got it. Go back to the archival diamond. Okay, so. The tides. Previews of several entries flit through your mind. There are scores of results and you can't figure out how they're organized, nor how to quickly ascertain whether an entry will be useful to you or not. It takes time to sift through them for something useful. You'll have to be careful what you spend time researching. Finally, you find the one you're looking for, a male voice. The voice of the body you're wearing speaks in your mind. The tides have proven to be an extremely fruitful path of exploration. The Tabat don't realize what they've unearthed. They saw these trinkets as Numenera, but these forces may even have the power to turn back death itself. At least, I certainly hope so, for her sake. Wall projector. The panel was not easy to find. There are no visible seams anywhere, but it's easy to open once you know it's there. I had the transdimensional wall projector moved to the new laboratory. I don't know what exactly destroyed the old location, but I know it was transdimensional in nature. The projector should create a barrier large enough to surround the entire dome, just in case whatever it was come hunting again. There's a thunderous boom, causing you. The floor shakes and sways, causing you to lose your balance. Outside the dome, the horizon tilts back and forth, giving you a sense of vertigo. Suddenly a man appears in front of you. He's not all there. You can see the clouds and vista on the other side of him. He wears a look of human terror on his face. It's broken into the tower! It's only a matter of time before it reaches us here. We have to do something fast. His mannerisms will remind you of the spectre from the labyrinth, though his face, clothing, and voice are not the same. Okay. Go back to the synth chest. Go examine the dome again. Activate the wall projector. Okay, hopefully it'll buy us some time. Speak to the man. What are you? Now's really not the time to get into this again. I'm an intelligence put in charge of this lab, and either created from or overlaid with your knowledge and personality. As your advisor, I refuse to argue about the nature of my existence until we're safely out of this mess. What's here? What's happening? Sora's here. Found it somehow. It's trying to break into the lab. We need to get you out of here. How close is the Sora? It's inside the tower. If it gets past the electrostatic barrier, then all we've got is a plasma window below the hatch to hold it at bay. Okay. So we go to the archival diamond. We ask about daughter. No matching queries. We ask about escape. I won't take any risks with this new body. I've initiated a fail-safe procedure to transport me away should anything happen to me or the lab. If any unforeseen danger presents itself, I should be able to escape to a backup location. Advisor. Okay. Domination rod. Okay. The Sora. I don't really know what the Sora is, just that it's old. Really old. And it doesn't pay much attention to established laws of space-time. I wonder how established those laws really are. At first I came across mentions of it in my research of the tides. It appears to have been some kind of guardian against tidal abuse. Evidence suggests it may have been solely responsible for the destruction of one of the prior worlds. My experiments with consciousness transfer appear to have worked in it. I don't believe it's after me specifically, but I come to believe it was responsible for the destruction of my previous lab. Consciousness transfer. The consciousness transfer was a success. I could transfer Mika to a new body first, a clone of her original. There appeared to be no ill side effects after several days, so I performed the procedure on myself. I'll be watching both of us carefully over the next few weeks, but thus far I'm very hopeful, though I'm sure there'll be unforeseen long-term effects, but for the moment it seems to have found a way to stave off death itself. I cannot imagine any long-term effects that could outweigh that benefit. The Tabat. The Tabat were fools, but they were skilled scavengers gifted with the luck of having discovered the Underspine. Still don't know what the Underspine is, but I'm convinced it came from Delard, the same people from which I gleaned the powers of the tide, and I figured out the key to consciousness transfer. It's the best explanation for the Tabat's success. Without the Underspine, they are little more than humans of above-average intelligence. Suddenly there's a tremendous popping. The air sizzles, causing every hair to stand on end and your entire body to tingle dangerously. It shattered the electrostatic shield. If it breaks through the plasma window, we're done for. What's your plan? You got a plan, right? Do you control the teleport's failsafe? Yes, now there's a good idea. Problem is, it can only teleport one person. Your girl, your archives, and your equipment will all be lost. Of course, you can just recreate me from your own consciousness, so it won't be a total loss. Why do you ask? Can you set it to teleport the girl instead of me if something happens? I could, but what's the point? Outside the stasis chamber, she'll die within months. A couple of years at best. It's better for you to live so we can find a way to save her. Set the failsafe. The girl's more important. Set the failsafe to teleport her out. Alright, it's done, but for the record, this is pure foolishness. If the Sora gets here, you're throwing our life away. Can you activate the teleporter immediately? To get you out? Absolutely. Probably the safest course. Just say the word. Remember though, it is a failsafe. If you want to wait till the last minute and to do something, then do that. Activate the teleport to get Mika out now. Absolutely not. I've already set the failsafe to teleport her instead of you. There's no way... I think, which for the record, I think is a bad idea. But there's no way I'm killing us all now, no matter how scared you are. Can you turn the failsafe off? Why would I do that? Okay, fine. Let's return our attention to the stasis chamber. Open the chamber. What are you doing? If you open that, Mika will die. Okay. What do I want to do? Where's the Sora now? It's just below us. Okay. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I've got that thing of domination. I don't think that's going to be that useful, but whatever. Speak to him. Why is the Sora here? What does it want? I couldn't tell you what it wants. Maybe there's something in your archives. You told me you woke it up somehow when we did that first consciousness transfer. Okay. So, let's go back to the archival diamond. Is there anything else left to look at? Alarm. No. So, now what we... the changing god. No. Dalad. The Dalad people are believed to have existed long before the Ninth World. Dalad is probably not what they called themselves. Their true name is unknown. They make great use of a force referred to in these archives as the Tides, using them especially to affect individual psyches. The civilization of the Dalad did not decline, but was completely wiped out by a creature called the Sorrow. Okay. The weapon that caused Mika's illness was from the same civilization. Stands to reason her illness is tidal in nature, like a tidal surge. Maybe there's something we can undo. The advisor might know more. And now the Sora shows up. Okay. While Sora's distracted, duck past it and down the hatch. It reaches out to your face, you feel nothing. Your body's fading away as some device tugs it to another location. I'm disobeying your command. We always said we'd never let our emotions get the better of us. If she dies, she dies. But if you die, we're both gone. Our entire legacy is gone. And so, everything dies. I wonder if there is a, good end that you can get to that. Now the door opens. I remember it now. All of it. I told you I was aware of everything in the chamber. I remember my father abandoned me. I remember, too, how you risked your life for me. After the Sora destroyed the stasis chamber, I woke up here in the labyrinth. I wasn't aware, though. Not for a long time. Not until you came and started changing things. What do you mean, I started changing things? You are the last cast-off, the one my father created to witness this place, to command it. You have been changing the labyrinth ever since you were born. You are the one who will decide our fate. But I couldn't save you. You tried. My father's advisor was just as self-centered as he was. It was his self, after all. Maybe there are some realities you can't change. So, you're not just a memory? No, I'm not a memory, nor a reflection, nor a lacuna. I am Mika, the full consciousness of the changing god's daughter. I understand all that I need to, so what do we do now? There is one more mare. Enter it, open the resonance, and end this, for all of us. And that's what we will do next time. Until then, have a great day. Bye.